Yeah. Now, there will be multiple roles and responsibilities for UiPath that you can look for. Few of them are RP developer, lead, business analyst, solution architect, and intern. Now, these are all the roles and responsibilities that someone can look for. Like in management, how can you do the activities? Like these are something that you can add in your resume, or these are like you will have resume and in that you will have professional experience details, right? These are something that you can add,
Okay.
like for a developer, high risk and highlight risk and issues throughout the project lifecycle. Work closely with design team to identify project requirements, SDD, ensure timely completion of the project, design code, test and document, coordinate with testing and quality teams. So these are the things that you can go ahead and add in your resume.
Okay.
And the link is already available. So if you just click the link, you will be able to get it. Now, you can also get some sample resumes from here, advanced, beginner, and intermediate. You can go with intermediate and you can mix and match. There is no need for you to work only one thing. You can just mix and match. Now, when you are working or when there is a question like, how did you do your project? So you should not tell that um, I went and I wrote some code. That will not give you a clean way of explaining your projects. The better way is telling, identify the business requirements. You need to identify the business requirement first. Okay. And after
Okay.
that, like I went through all the stages of my project lifecycle from analysis phase to the deployment and maintenance as well. Now in the analysis phase, I participated in identifying the business requirements and analyzing the business process and proposing a plan. Documentation, my BA done all the documentation, but I also have experience in developing the documentation and creating the PDs, understanding the use cases and providing scenario gaps. I created initial SDDs and I got it reviewed by solution architect. If you are a solution architect, then you can also review it from your team or peers. Now, in development, I have written code from template. Maybe you can use RE framework template till complete execution of the requirements. I have done everything. Okay. Now, along with
Okay.
this, you can also write something like I will perform like what have you done in perform? I will perform unit testing as a part of development and do peer review for my colleagues. In deployment, I will create a deployment documents and help deployment team in moving the solutions to higher environments. Like whatever you are checking now are lower environments. Development is the lower environment. Higher environments are the next levels. Okay. Next, there will be often a question asked on how many projects have you completed. See, a regular RPA project will be at most 2 to 3 weeks, not more than that.
Okay.
So let's assume at the max we can have 4 weeks for a small project. In that 1 week, we can go give it for analysis and documentation, second week for development, and third week for testing. So within 3 weeks, within 4 weeks, everything will be completed for a small project.
Okay.
In this way, if you can consider, there will be 12 projects that will be completed in a year, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Because we have only one project in a month. But often this will not be a condition. We may not always get only one project to do or a simple use case to do. There can be multiple complexities, or it can be having multiple complexities. So a medium project can be of 4 to 8 weeks, and a large project can be of 9 to 12 weeks. Anything that is more than large, we'll divide it into submodules.
Okay.
Now, if you're having like, see, I have given you a couple of use cases, right? One for database, one for API. Let's say that
Yeah.
these two projects altogether can be considered as very large project. Now, what we will do, we will not work on this directly, making it as very large project. We'll divide it into two different sub projects, making them either medium large or large medium. So first we'll complete AA part, API part, and we will deploy it. And then next I will go and with the enhancements of DB part.
Okay.
That's how we will do. Now, if you can see here, a large project analysis and documentation can contain 3 weeks of plan, and development can contain 7 weeks of plan, and testing is of 2 weeks of plan.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the pretty standard project scenarios that you can encounter. Now, if you're having 3 years of experience, how many projects you might have completed if every project is small?
36.
Correct. But as I've said, you may not do only
Yeah.
small projects. There will be multiple opportunities to do mix and match, like medium, small, and large. So you
Yes.
can tell that I have done more than 12 plus projects for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Or else you can tell on an average, I have completed more than 20 plus projects.
Yeah.
Thinking that you have done 2 small projects and 4 large projects. Sorry, um, you have completed 5 small projects and 5 medium projects, and remaining projects are large. Now, how can we consider if a project can be medium or large or small? There can be different ways how we structure a project. First, we need to check on process standardization. Now, what is the manual process flow? And why do you want to automate this process? How much processing time do we have? What kind of output is required for the users? Volume of data to process, frequency of bot execution, applications to login. The more applications you have, complexity will be increased. Even if we are having one OCR project, we can treat it as large complex project. One of the major reason why we need to consider it is simple. Now, if you are working with OCR, you may not always get the best outcome from the OCR. You
Yeah.
need a manual intervention sometime.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you are having manual intervention, then you may need to code for human in loop. Now, that becomes a large project. So depending upon the applications that I have and depending upon the steps that I have, I will treat a project based on small, medium, and large. Now, all the projects that I have done or I have given here tasks, what kind of projects are these? Small, medium, or large?
I think these are the small projects.
Small, medium complexity. I have reduced the complexity by making
Yeah.
things simpler for you, but
Okay.
some last few projects are medium complex and
Yeah.
remaining are small.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Now, see, these are important things that you must learn and understand. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just see. Now, there will be one more question like, where are you managing your code? What is your answer for that?
A repository, like some repository.
No. So you will be using GitHub Enterprise, like
Okay.
whatever we have used to store our code, and we will daily do commits, whatever changes we made.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what are the different roles that we can expect? We have solution architect, business analyst role, and developer role. Trigger should not be here. Yeah, development role, team lead, delivery manager, and exception handling should also go next.
So I had seen a question where they have asked how much, I mean, out of project that you have completed, how much were from attended and how much from unattended mode.
So you can tell, like if you have created any attended automation bots, when you say attended automation, that requires a human input. Now, if you go into this task, I have already given you an idea on how to take inputs from arguments, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, instead of having it in the argument, if you have it in the input box, it can be a attended automation. Like you need to start automation by clicking on a button. Let's just see if I can show it to you directly. Session connect to. Now, in attended automation, you can go with assistant, UiPath assistant, and you can click on anything and it can pop up and ask questions for you. That's how you do an attended automation.
Okay.
Done. So let's just see. Now, what are the things that you can consider and can you create attended automation in RE framework? What is your answer?
Attended. Can you say attended?
Yeah, can you create attended automation using RE framework? Because in RE framework, everything should run in the background, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, can you create attended automation using RE framework?
I think run it attended mode, but not sure whether, I mean, it should be in attended or non-attended.
The reason is yes, you can do it. Simple way of understanding the activities or simple way of understanding it is, see, we are having multiple stages, correct?
Yeah.
Let's say that you want to send email to multiple people and the list should be given by a user. Now, after everything you complete all the steps, you need to add a input box over here and bot will pop up in this stage to a user. Now, if the initial stage you need to map some path, go ahead and create a input dialog box or like file selection block over here. And after selection, then it will process further detail.
Yeah, the one which we have provided will be treated as an input for this RE1.
Correct. Or else, let's say you start a bot picks up from the queue. In every item, it should be selected, like you will be popped up with the details and you need to select if it should be continued or rejected. Then where you need to add the input dialog box or the input attended automation part.
I think process transaction.
Correct, because for every process, we need to check it. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
But Vajrang, but I think, but most of the time we will be working on attended mode only. I mean, unattended bots.
Unattended mode is what we will use most.
Okay.
Okay. Done. Let's get to see this. So are you able to understand how things, like how questions will be asked?
Yeah. Yes.
So whatever notes I have written now, we have around 40 to 50 interview questions in this particular point. Read them thoroughly, you can easily answer. Along with this, we also have something called interview use cases or interview tasks. There are few interview tasks. So here, coding test, you can see Naukri use case, how to work with Naukri use case. I believe this video is available. Yeah. So this is created in June 2022, but most of the time it will be like you can understand what's happening and how to connect and complete this use case. Just try to check with it.
Okay.
So not only Naukri use cases, we also have HRM live use case and all the details about HRM live use case and project financial reporting. You can go with this one. And you have coding interview. This is one more coding interview. Questions asked in HCL. You can go ahead and check it. Interview questions. You can go ahead and check them. And most of the questions are already in place. Now, the other way to go and check all the interview questions is you have SharePoint access, right?
Yeah.
Projects.
Yes.
Now go into the project. Okay, in projects, you will have, in projects, you will be having access to documents. This is what you will see in general folder. This is the document location that you have. Go and check with view only and open coding test. So here you will have all the details about multiple coding tests that you can check for. This is one of the swag demo site that you can look for. And demo blaze client security hash. If you want assignments directly, you can go with assignments. You also have SGDs, random user API. You also have SGD, how to work with SGDs. All the details are already in place. Just go ahead and search within your within just you also have search, right? Just go ahead and search in the search bar. You can easily get them. Clear?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, now I will ask you questions. Go ahead and answer them. I'm going to stop the recording will continue. Let's go ahead and stop the video screen share. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes, Vajrang.
So I'll call one person and ask, and I'll call the next person to ask the next question. Vipul.
Yeah.
How many projects have you developed so far? And how many years of experience do you have?
I have developed near about 20 projects, and I have 3 years of experience. More than 20 projects I have completed.
Okay.
In 3
So
years.
when you answer these questions, don't stop by just giving the numbers. Interviewer should always
see the confidence which I have.
It's not only the confidence, but he's also seeing how well you can converse with him.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you just mention like, okay, I have completed 20 projects, the conversation ended there.
Yeah, right.
Rather than that, you can answer something like, I have completed 20 plus projects. Most of the automations or automations include desktop, web automation, and foreground and background automations. And I have done some pretty complex as well as simple use cases. And out of those 20 projects, each and every project that I have completed are successfully delivered and it got appreciated by the client.
Okay.
Then next questions can come after that answer. But you did not stop at one liner, correct?
Correct.
That will definitely help you out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
let's go with Nikhil. Nikhil, did you work on database project?
Yeah, yes, I have worked on databases project where I have used fetching details and updating the details using automations and use the data from the database.
Can you tell me what are the properties that you use for working with database activities?
Yeah, while working on the projects using which are using the databases, I got have used the update, delete, and link as well as connect to database, disconnect database. These are the some database activities I used by working on the database
So,
projects.
can you tell me what are the properties that will be available to connect to a database?
To connect a database, the server name, client name, and these details will be then needed to connect a database.
So what I understood is you did not prepare for this question.
Correct.
Okay. So these are the important things when you are going for interview, you will face. Now, I know that you cannot be prepared in all the concepts of UiPath, but whatever concepts that I have covered are the ones that will be asked in any interview. Okay. So every day it should be a practice for you with the notes that we have prepared. Open the notes, just go through the notes and see the properties. Now, often I will also ask what are the PDF activities that you used and can you tell me what are the properties? Now, you should not go back and think like this can be an answer. You should be confident at least on answering the properties names.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Let's say that I want to split a PDF. What should be the input? The path should be the input, and how should I
Yes.
split it? Over the pages, I can give it using comma separated, or ranges I can give in the range panel, and I can also give the folder path where all the PDFs can be extracted.
Correct.
Now, these are the simple concepts. People often think that it's not required, but once you get into the interview, you cannot expect what question interviewer can ask, but you can definitely drive the way how interview goes. Let's say that I answered about PDF. If interviewer wants to ask more question, he will definitely follow up with a question related to the PDF activity. He will not all the way jump on a different note. But if he wants to close the conversation for PDF, then he will go and ask or jump into a different section and he may ask about orchestrator.
Yeah.
Okay, now the next question is for Vipul. Vipul, have you worked on any deployments of projects? How will you do it?
Yeah, I have worked on that. I have worked on a simple by just just creating a project and after that publishing it. Also, there is another way for in which we can create packages, and after that we can just go to orchestrator and import these packages and then run the process. So after that, again there are certain things. For example, if we have any dependencies, like we can remove the dependencies of the if there are some unusual dependencies which is not required for the automation bot, so we can just remove that. So these are the ways.
So, are you the person who is deploying projects in your organization? Like you're a developer, right? Are you deploying your projects on your own?
Yeah. No, I'm
No,
not.
no.
I'm the
I think
developer.
we should not answer this as a deployment person, right? I clearly remember you have said this earlier.
This is what you need to remember and understand.
Okay.
Someone who have written the code will not deploy it into production if it is a large team or a established standard organization. But if it is a very small organization where there are no multiple developers, only one person is developing and deploying and maintaining everything, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you have pretty good standards, the developer should not be the person who should be deploying the code.
Okay.
You can clearly mention stating that I have written the code and it will be reviewed, and after review it will be sent for deployment. I will send the package and the package will be deployed by on-site support team member.
Okay.
So you can by this you are also showing that okay, I have worked with multiple teams, not just my own team, and I'm not the only whole and soul person working on this.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clear.
but
Okay, Nikhil, coming back to you, can you tell me what are the issues you faced in your organization projects and how did you solve them?
yeah, actually, I was about to ask you the same question because I have gone through this. But the question was, what are the challenges that you had in last organization and how you dealt with that? So even I'm also not sure how we should exactly answer this or what type of the challenges we have to mention exactly, because we may, we can say that we had a challenges with the application or some other code level issue or a dynamic selectors like that, but not sure what should be the exact answer to this so that they can consider this as one of the challenge and how we have tackled it.
Okay, the best way to answer this is simple. Now, if you say challenge, it's not with the person or organization. If there is any issue in your project, how did you solve it? Let's say there is a requirements gap and whatever client have given is not suitable for you. Now that's a challenge, right?
Yeah.
So the best way to answer this is, see, there are multiple challenges at multiple stages of project lifecycle. I cannot say that I have only faced one or two challenges. Now, I know how to solve them because of my experience. In few projects, client may not know how to give the complete requirements. So I may need to connect with him, explaining him how to write the requirements. And often I will sit with him for some time to make him understand like this is the way how a requirement should be given. Or else, if he is not able to do it, I will be connecting with him over screen share and I will try to write the notes for him. But this can be on the initial stages, and every organization has a different way of work. I haven't done it in the past couple of years because my team have a specific BA as well, BA to handle all these scenarios.
Okay,
Now
so
here, did I say that there is a problem or did I say there is a situation that I have handled?
No.
now you have explained about the situation and how you have tackled it, or there is other way to tackle it. As you said that BA can be also the main part of the us who holds the responsibility of the requirement gap.
Correct. Now, along with this, there can be some cases where a client is giving us some auto application to automate, but we are not able to get the selectors with it. We initially committed stating that this can be done with UiPath or this can be done easily because we thought that selectors were available. But later we understood that it's like a Citrix environment where we are not able to get each and every element out of it. Now, how did you solve it? The way how we did such kind of scenarios are we will not directly give away the code. We will always have communication with the customer, asking him to give us some lower environments to test if the application is working or not for our requirements. Normally, if it is a web application, if the selectors are normally are available, we will be able to automate it. If there are any legacy applications, then it may be tough to automate. Now, did we reject those automations? Not every automation, but we try to streamline the process instead of going with application. If we can go with API, if we can make an API call, we went through those routes. Instead of going with application, if there are any flat files that we can read, that application is generating. So those we are trying to read. Instead of going directly with the approach that our client is proposing, we will bring in our expertise to help the solution to be delivered at a better note.
There one question here, but in if we let's suppose in case of the selector issue that we are having, if we answered this like we are not getting the all the selectors, and that's the reason we are having issues or challenges while developing the code. But they may ask us in a return saying that why you have not done the feasibility check at starting itself, so that
That's what I'm
you
telling, right? Whatever we are doing is not at the end of the project. In the beginning, when they brought us the requirements, we are doing a feasibility check. And in the feasibility check, this is the problem that we faced, and that's the way how we have solved it.
okay, we have to say that during in the feasibility check only we got to know that we may have the selectors issue in future, so the better to not go ahead with this.
Correct.
Okay, but one more
Mm.
thing,
Hmm.
to answer this question, the challenges or issues that we have and how you tackled it. So, do we need to go with a particular activities from the studio, or we have to just explain the situation that we have and the high level answer for the how we
If
have
you are
tackled?
simple, if you are experienced person, you will not go with activities.
Okay, because I was not sure what should be the exact answer. Do we need to
Hmm.
explain the situation, or do we have to give them something related to the activities or something to that?
Don't ever go with explanation of activities. You may go with explanation of activities stating that you have upgraded to the latest version and previous version activities were not working and we need to rewrite few of the code. Okay. But you cannot tell that I have an activity which I don't know how to work. That you cannot do.
No, that-
Okay. You cannot go to client stating that, okay, I have a UiPath activity, but I don't know how to do it.
no, yeah, that's fine, but it should not be always with the client. I mean, in our project itself, within the development team also we can have the challenges or issues, right, with the studio or any other challenges. So,
Yes, you can.
okay.
Also, the way how I ask everyone to do, there are already videos on this. So go ahead and check in resume preparation and resume details. You will be able to get it. Write some 3 to 4 points that can be convincing. Maybe you can ask ChatGPT to give it and build a story on top of it. And whenever you go, explain only that why you need not cook up a new story every time you go for an interview, right? Just build one story, go ahead, try to explain it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so what else? What else are your questions? So these are like some mock interviews that I would like to take at the end, because even if I take them in the beginning, you will not be able to answer most of the questions that I like. At least you have an idea now, like how to answer the
Correct.
things.
Yes,
Initially, you
correct.
may not have it.
Correct.
One more question. Well, I have seen where interviewer asking that what are the best practices that you should follow during coding or something. So answer should be this question should be the coding perspective or the overall project related things that we need to give it an answer regarding this.
Can you please repeat your question?
No, if anyone asks what are the best practices that you have or anyone should follow. So for this question, what should be the exact answer? I mean, we have to
You
explain
have
regarding.
answers, check in the notes. You have answers, check in the notes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, since you have asked the question, these are the best practices. Always validate your project using available tools and try to follow the standards of UiPath. Make sure you properly comment and make sure you test it properly on different environments. And when you are deploying to the project, deploying to the production environment, do it test run before you make it completely active. Like you cannot on first run itself, you cannot give it like 50,000 records and ask it to process. Maybe give it one or two records.
Okay, so
Validate,
initially it
validate
should
if
be in
the
hypercare.
answers are correct, validate whether the processing is done properly, and properly monitor for the first 1 week.
So that is the hypercare.
Yeah, it's like a hypercare phase. So best practices follow standard PDDs, standard STDs. Always try to maintain a track of your code work or you're trying to do. Understood?
Yeah. We will be getting the particular about the coding. How? I mean, are there any coding best practices just for coding?
Coding
I
best
mean that.
practices. Search for UiPath coding best practices. I cannot just mention one. There are
Okay.
plenty.
Okay.
But if you click on analyze project, it will give you all the best practices. It will like a variable naming conventions, everything. It will take it as best practices and it will give it. Okay. Give me some time. I'll be back and I'm going on mute. Go ahead and discuss.
People, do you have any other questions that we can discuss
Yeah.
internally at least?
Yeah, I have one question. Let me share my screen. I have a doubt actually. Can you just tell me when we have to use these arguments?
Okay, I'm back. So when do you need to use arguments versus variables?
Yeah. Yes.
If you need to send
No. So
values in and out of a
actually,
workflow, you change it to argument. If there is no need, like let's say that this URL, if you are giving it
so
from main.
actually, my
Hmm,
question is
hmm.
why we need to use these arguments and when we need to use.
Exactly, that's what I'm telling. Like
Okay.
let's say that the variable that you are giving now,
Okay.
the URL.
Okay.
Okay, now it's a static value that you have given, correct? Browser URL.
Yeah. Let's suppose here in this project.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
am giving this
Now see
this
simple.
URL.
Now in transaction item is a variable that's an in argument, correct?
Yeah, correct.
But where is it created?
It is created in the process section.
It is created in the get transaction section.
Yeah. Yeah.
From get transaction section, you need to come into this workflow to work with it, correct?
Yeah, right. Correct.
Now, if there should be a data transfer that must happen between two workflows, then you must use
Okay.
a variable.
Okay.
Now, in this also, if you want to send the variable out so that data will be used in another process, then it's an out argument.
Okay. So that's why we have used in out. So in from the
Hmm.
get transaction data, it is giving the data to this section, process section.
Correct. It should not be an in out, it should be in only. I think you have changed it, but it should be in. Because we are not changing anything in the transaction item. We are just consuming it.
Okay.
Yeah, but any other argument can be in out.
Yeah, it can also be in out. That's what I'm telling.
Yeah.
If you are using in out, it means the value will be assigned to something new at later stages, and you need to give it as out argument. Now, then you can use in out argument. That's all.
So there is another question, last question from my side.
Mhm.
Actually, I have created this flow, and
Okay.
after that, in the end process, I am taking that screenshot. Just wait. I don't know why this happens. Is this due to connectivity issue or something else?
What's happening?
Like this, my screen is coming.
Just close and open. That's not with the connectivity issue. It's just the preview version is not rendering properly.
Okay, so in the end process, I have taken the sequence and taken screenshot and log message. After that, if I have to just create a report here, so how can I create that?
At what stage?
Like here in the end process.
That's not. Okay. Why are you okay? You're taking a screenshot. Yeah, use the send email activity and then send a report of how many items are completed.
Okay, can I do this like if all these my queue items are getting success stage? After that,
Yes.
uh, can I just put it into this CSV file, like export CSV? Can I do
Why do you
that
need
here?
to export a CSV file?
Like CSV or something like that.
See, whatever it is, if you are generating some CSV or report, go ahead and generate it and go ahead and assign it. No one's stopping you.
Okay, like can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Like how should I do that report?
How should you do that? That's a nice question. Are you adding all the items to queue?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is get queue items working for you? Can you please go
Yes.
and create one more workflow and see if get queue items are getting retrieved or not? Create a new sample workflow. Just create a new workflow.
Sequence I can create.
Not here. In the same project, just create some sample workflow.
Okay, I can just
use get queue items. Whatever you are doing there, you just need to do your same thing and just first check if you are getting all the items after filtering out with the today's or the one which you are going to use.
okay.
Bajrang, I have a doubt. So we have seen a API project as well. So, but in that as well, we used a normal queue. I mean the trigger or something. So when we will be using the API trigger?
So API triggers are from orchestrator, like someone. If I posted you a message, how API triggers will work. Now, if I send you a message, then an API call will be done to your mobile stating that there is a request, you need to take it up. So the better way of answering this can be whenever there is a payment that should be over an API, right? Someone is sending me a request, then API calls can be triggered. Now you can create some API triggers. I haven't done, or there are no such projects available. But if you want, go ahead and give it a try. It should be easy.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now,
basically, it will detect the requests that are the coming, and after that, it will be treated as a trigger. Right?
Correct.
I mean, it will be found.
Correct. Okay. Give me a second. Can you go back to the Vipul? Go back to project. Go back to project.
Yeah.
Now here, keep a for loop.
Okay.
For each. Yeah. Use a for each, and in that, give the output of get queue items.
You have to create a value, right?
Yeah. Also, click on in progress, failed, and successful. In progress, you can ignore. Failed and successful, you can keep. Successful also.
Failed, successful.
Yeah. Now give this output into for each loop.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now in this, if you see on the right side, it's a queue item. Now use a log message to see current item dot add a log message activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just use current queue item dot status.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Now just go ahead and log the message. Log
Debug,
it.
right?
Yeah, debug it. Give me a second. I'm getting a call.
Okay. Yeah, these are the one which are coming.
Can you go to the get queue items? Just check if you are having you. No, there only.
Okay.
It's ended.
Yeah.
Go above in the code, not in API.
Orchestrator.
No, in code only.
Yeah.
No, not here in the above one. Get queue items. The get queue items, man. There only the first activity. Huh? Yeah. Go to the properties of that one. Scroll up at right side. Are you using filters from and to?
Yeah.
Can you just try it out? No, not filter successful. The from and to. Let's suppose if you want to fetch the item that are proceeded today only, then you have to use the from and to activities of on rest of the time.
From 18.
And just try it out if you are getting. Don't go to just now try it.
Yep. I'm sorry, but what's happening?
Yeah, I was trying that activity.
No, he was able to fetch the without using from and to, but I just tried if he can use the set from and to filters. It's also getting same error that I mean.
I need to use some particular time frame.
No, it's not like that. Yeah, that's a bug. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
It's there till from December 2023. I'm not sure why UiPath is not able to solve it. Can you reduce the package version that you're using?
Okay.
What are the packages that you're using for UiPath system activities?
This
Yeah,
one?
change them to stable or standard. 15, 10.5. 10.5. Also with the UA activities, go with UA activities and change them.
This one? Automation.
Yes, change them. Change the preview. Yeah, update. Save.
This one also?
It's fine. Save it.
Okay.
Vajrang, can we have recordings of the today's session?
Yes, I'll give you.
Okay, thank you. Because we have covered a couple of things that we have to improve from our end. So
Yes,
that would
yes.
be-
I'll give it to you.
One more doubt I have. Till when we can access the share drop? Because I've seen the OneNote content is quite big and I'm not getting much bandwidth to consume the data that is
I
in
think
that
you
one
have
drop.
access till November or December.
Okay, then that's fine. Because I'm working and not getting hardly I'm getting 2 to 3 hours daily.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So much time.
I got 2 replies when I search. See, the best way to solve problems is by searching on UiPath forum, because if you have faced it, someone might have already faced. Yes. Don't go with what's the timeline that you have given?
18 today,
After 18?
12 a.m.
Okay.
From
Have you executed after 12 a.m.?
yes.
Okay.
No,
Go to
same time.
orchestrator, tenant settings, general,
Okay. Orchestrator
tenant settings,
settings
general. Yeah.
general.
Now
Yes.
go ahead, scroll down to API settings.
API settings.
Yeah.
Which setting you should have to uncheck?
Yeah, there should be something require HTTP header for sync API, redirect, list of domains.
API and both.
Try to uncheck both and see. Save it. Now go ahead. Try. See,
This
even
is
this
fine.
is kind of a issue or a bug. Okay, now how did you solve it? By doing some analysis. Okay. Change it from 18 to 17.
It is working, right?
Yeah, it's working, but it did not pull up any items.
Yeah,
So
it did not
change.
pick up any items.
Yeah, remove the from date and try now.
Thank you. Open trial 17.
And also 12 a.m. Remove 12 a.m.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, try now. Let's pull up all the information.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, along with this, you can also add the transaction ID, user ID, like specific content ID, something that can help you to map what is the success item.
Okay.
Now, along with queue states, queue status, let's go ahead and add transaction ID, current plus current item transaction ID, or ID, try for ID. There are multiple properties you need to check which property you need to access. Control space can give you
This one?
properties. Yes, ID.toString.
Just throwing error.
Auto fix. Yeah.
That's it.
Now debug. So what are these 4284 IDs? Go to transactions. Maybe there you can see them. Go to orchestrator and see in the details. Somewhere you will find the transaction IDs. Go to shared, and go to autumn queues, view details, open item. I don't think this is the one that bot picked because it pulled up only 10 items, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. This is a one. This.
So it can be
Just
assigned
check
like
what
this.
queue you are using.
Yeah, this one. This one.
Yeah, that's successful items. That's the reason.
This
So
is the ID.
that's the ID, but you might need to use a different property. Go back to the code.
Okay.
Keep a breakpoint in log message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Debug the code. Okay. Don't do anything. On the left side, you have immediate panel, right? Use transaction item, current item, immediate panel.
Where?
You can see an arrow on the top.
Yeah.
Arrow. Click on the arrow. Above that, above immediate panel, there is arrow. Yeah. Click next to it. Click
It's not
next to
working.
it. Keep your
Okay,
cursor
yeah.
aside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Type in current queue item, hit enter. So these are the properties. Now, item key is what you are seeing in the orchestrator.
I think that was process ABC.
Yeah, you need to check process ABC queue because the details are from process ABC queue.
I'm using the wrong one.
Whatever you might be using, but the data is getting fetched from process ABC queue, and
Yeah, right.
it's not the ID that you must check. The item keys you need to get the value from.
Okay.
If you can see the long ID, that's the same ID that you can see in the orchestrator. Now, if you use current queue item dot specific content, use current queue item dot specific content. Not here in the immediate panel itself. Current queue item dot
Okay, yeah.
specific content. Yeah. So along with this, you can also see multiple other things, right? Transaction time, when it started, when it ended. So all these details you can get.
Okay. Here it is. Dictionary is name. So I can use this also. Specific content here.
Yes, you can use everything that's available.
Yes. Okay. Now should I debug the report?
Yes.
Should I remove that debug breakpoint?
Yeah, remove the debug and then you can do it.
What are these values? Collections and the dictionary.
Because you added, see, whenever you add a collection or
Okay.
a group of
Specific.
items, you will get the
Okay.
data type. But instead of that,
Oh.
you need to give the key of what you need.
Okay.
Like the first name or second name or last name, whatever you want, you can add it over here.
It will be in the same format.
Yeah, it should be same name.
The same format, right?
Yeah.
It is only the name here. Okay, yeah. It's coming.
So now did you understand how you will create a report?
Yes, yes.
Now once you get the information, create it as a data table and send it over an email.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, fine. Let me
Yes.
just stop the recording. Okay, before we stop, you can stop the screen share.
Yeah.
So we are almost at the end of our training program. This, if you can see, within 1 or 2 weeks, I think this is the third week. Though we'll be connecting the next week. Within 3 weeks, you were able to complete everything related to the projects training program. How is the experience?
Yeah, experience is very good. I think there are so many things which I got to know about this. Actually, I was not very well versed with this UiPath,
Okay.
and the basics was also good. But the projects, I think it is like the upgraded version of basics, like RE framework and all these things, all these processes, some activity, most of the activities which we have used, like how to create a process, or how to deploy the one project, and also the interview questions which you have told. I think it's very nice. Got to know
Great.
about so many things.
So what about the notes and everything, recordings? Are they prompt and up to the mark for you?
Yeah. These are very, very good. Notes and recordings are very helpful for me.
Okay. Nikhil?
Yeah, really for
What about
me,
you?
I knew all the, I mean, not all, but most of the things or activities I just knew uh, theoretically, but I was not getting chance or not getting the platform where I can utilize in the hands-on and practice the all these things what I just read theoretically that I was not able to use or implement in hands-on. So I got chance and the note, especially the notes and recordings are pretty enough so that you can just start and get all these things done as you have mentioned clearly in the notes. So that would be much helpful.
Great. Wonderful. So let's go ahead and take out the next session on Friday. And next week also you will have session.
Okay.
So if you want something to be covered, because there are a few details like custom activity that we must cover. So we'll do it in the next by Friday.
Okay.
Right? No, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.